Sand miners dive under the waves again and again, filling their nets with heavy shell sand. What they're doing is illegal, but building contractors pay a high price for the sand. The miners earn nearly €10 a day. Because of the mining, the sea is steadily encroaching on the land. The beach beside Togo's capital Lomé is gradually disappearing. Isaac Sato and his friends pray every morning for the sand mining to stop. They also pray for a good harvest. Just a stone's throw from the beach, he and his family have a fruit and vegetable garden. His garden is planted in the sand and produces enough to feed the family. When it's hot, the garden needs to be watered several times a day.
You can harvest the vegetables after a few weeks. We pull out the weeds and put down fresh dung, and a month later we get more vegetables. We repeat this 4 to 5 times a season. Everything depends on the condition of the soil.
But the garden is at risk of being washed away by the sea. Komi Kokuda heads an initiative called Permaculture Togo. Everything he and his colleagues have planted on the beach has grown in the last year. They want to show how part of the beach can be turned into a fruit and vegetable garden. Permaculture means building up a sustainable form of organic farming that relies solely on renewable resources that nature itself provides.
A single coconut palm can't hold back the sea, but if you plant many palms together, like here, then the roots soon interlink. They pull together, if you like, and then they have more of a chance against the waves.
But for that to work, the ground has to retain its moisture. Natural materials like shrubs, animal dung and wood shavings are added to the sand, which allow it to retain water and keep the plants strong and healthy. In 5 years' time, the coconut and banana trees will be large enough to stop the sand from washing away, and will also feed more families. The sand mining and the bigger waves are a huge problem along Togo's coastline. Environmental activist Fabrice Ebe from Lomé has spent the last 15 years observing the disappearance of the land.
Cemeteries are being washed away, houses too, and biodiversity is suffering. Trees and many other kinds of plants are disappearing, even farmland. There's a lot of marshland that is farmed along the coast. Everything that's by the water is gradually being washed away year after year. And residents are left in this vicious circle of poverty.
In Ren Kavuvi's garden, the bananas are ripe for harvest. Everything here is planted in sand. Many of Togo's coastal residents could have gardens like hers if they planted the beach according to the principles of permaculture. She runs a dried fruit and herbs business. Several times a week she dries her fresh mangoes and pineapples in the sun.
This is where I dry my fruit and herbs. I try to keep everything as clean as possible. People like that. Of course, I have to fetch them out at the right time, otherwise they go hard, and then I can't sell them.
Then Kavuvi has gradually expanded her garden. A packet of chilies costs about €2, while lemongrass costs €1. Conservationist Fabrice Ebe talks regularly to the residents in these coastal areas. He says if local people and the government of Togo don't act fast, this strip of coastal land will be swallowed up by the sea within 20 years.